Okay, guys, so the Oscar nominations for Best Animated Film were announced recently, and I kind of just want to give my opinion on it. And I'm gonna let you know how I would have voted if I was able to vote at the Oscars. So, as you know, the nominees that were nominated were Inside Out 2, Wallace and Grommet, Vengeance Most Foul, Flow, Memoir of a Snail, and The Wild Robot. Now, this is very interesting because I think that all of these films should have been nominated. I would have really liked to see Look Back nominated because I really enjoyed that film. Somehow I feel 2D animated films get kind of looked down upon, but all the nominees that got nominated actually deserve to be there, so I can't say anything got snubbed, right? Now, in terms of how I would have voted, in ranking these films. At number five, I would actually put Wallace and Grommet at the bottom. I haven't really been a fan of Wallace and Grommet series, but what I think really qualifies this to be nominated is the actual art form of stop motion animation. Because when I was watching this film, I felt the stop motion was so well done. At sometimes it didn't even feel like stop motion. It felt like 3D animation. When the dog was doing something, I felt like I could understand what was going on in his mind. Same thing with a lot of the other characters. The animation and the acting was done so well. The story, on the other hand, was very, slapstick kind of comedy-ish kind of stuff. And I did laugh a few times, but overall for me, it wasn't the best one out of all of the nominees. So I put that one at number five. The one that I would put at number four would be Memoir of a Snail. Now, I've never heard about this movie at all, before. I think it won like a few awards at some festivals and stuff. And when I watched it on VOD, initially I was like, wow, this film is kind of ugly in terms of the way that they decided to sculpt the characters for the stop motion. But when you get past that, the story is very, very compelling. And it's very, very sad. It's very emotional. And I really thought that if it was a live action film, it probably could have competed for Best Picture. It's really well done in terms of storytelling, but I think this stop motion kind of turned me off a bit because it wasn't very pleasant to look at. Now, the next film I would put at number three is actually Flow. I'm ranking these films based on my enjoyment of them. And for me, Flow, it's a film that you really have to pay attention to because there's no dialogue. So if you kind of turn away for a bit, you're probably going to miss something important in terms of like the acting and the storytelling and stuff. So you really have to like pay attention, always watch the screen and make sure that you're kind of reading what was happening. Now, the story is very intriguing because you're kind of following this cat and you're really trying to figure out what's going on and as they meet friends and stuff. So it's a very character driven film in the sense that you don't know what's going to happen at the end. There's no kind of climax that you're looking forward to. It's more of just being on this journey with this cat as it meets other animals that's kind of like in the same situation. Very character driven. So you don't often see a lot of character driven animated films, which is very rare, and there's a reason for that. But overall, I would say it's a really well done film. And when you understand how much the budget was and how they use Blender and the fact that it comes from a country like Latvia that doesn't have a big, movie industry, you kind of really appreciate the film. So now we're coming to the top two spot, and obviously it's gonna be two big studios. So I decided that Inside Out 2 would be the number two spot for me. Now I personally really love this film. I don't think it is better than the first film, but the second film really did a really good job of actually still being good because a lot of the time sequels tend to like drop off and the quality isn't that good. I love that they were able to find like a new story to tell for Riley, and I think by watching this I realized that they could probably have Inside Out 3, 4, 5, 6 and just do Riley's entire life until she's like an old woman and even dies because emotions will go through and experience new things as you get older. So I really enjoyed this film. I don't think it's better than the first one, and that's why I would put it at number 2. Now, the number 1 spot obviously is gonna go to The Wild Robot, because I love this film. I felt so many emotions watching this film. I felt happy, I felt very sad, I felt excited, I felt connected to the characters. And the fact that it is original, not 100% original because it comes from a book, but it's an original story, not a sequel. And it was so well done. Like, I wasn't expecting it to be what it was, and I wasn't expecting to have these contrasting emotions of just like laughing out loud and then just feeling really, really sad and being so compelled by the characters. And it's very beautiful to look at the way that they design the backgrounds, and contrasting with the characters, with having like this kind of like painterly style was really well done, and the story is just compelling. Like, I didn't think I would be so compelled by the story and fall in love with the characters so much. I was kind of a bit worried when I realized what this story was about, which was raising a duck. And there was a point in the film I was like, oh, I'm probably not gonna like the rest of this film. And then I realized I did like the rest of it, and it was so surprising. So I would definitely put Wild Robot as the film that I would vote for if I was a part of the Academy. Yeah, those are my thoughts. Let me know what you think. Let me know who you think is gonna win Best Picture, or who should win Best Picture. Yeah, thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.